Namaste, my name's Annika. Thank you so much for tuning in to my YouTube channel. Since the pandemic started, it was my intention to upload and offer you all full hour plus yoga. Great for beginners, intermediate and advanced alike. Today I would like to offer you a short form version of a practice called Ashtanga yoga. Ashtanga was brought to America in the 20th century by an Indian man, Pattabhi Jois, and it's based on traditional yoga practices. The main focus of Ashtanga is the breath. So it's a really beautiful way to learn foundational yoga shapes, postures, which we call asanas. Very different from this asana. 5 breaths in each shape, so it gives you a chance to really feel the posture. Okay, so let's get going. We'll start just seated on the mat to ground ourselves. This teaching rubbish is hard work. All right, we've got 2 dogs on beds. Damn, that tea was good. All right, so let's just start seated on your mat. Cross-legged seated position. Just put your hands down on your knees to ground yourself. Have you ever noticed how when you sit your ass down, right? Place your hands down. Start to breathe. You can start to calm yourself down. Stop moving. So just allow the eyes to close. As you close your eyes, you start to withdraw the senses, pratyahara in Sanskrit, bringing your attention from the outside to the inside. So just sit up and have a nice tall long spine and just breathe for me. Get the air all the way down into your belly. As you exhale, draw the belly button in and just arrive on your mat. Arrive inside yourself. It's like coming home. Just bringing the hands in towards the heart, into this energetic space of the heart. Maybe setting an intention for your practice. What the hell is an intention? An intention is why you're here, why you're showing up for yourself, why you're doing yoga. What are you looking to get from this next hour? Take a deep inhale, exhale it out through the mouth. On your next inhale, reach the hands high above the head. Gaze up, reach up, lengthen your spine. I want you to feel the energy in your spine. Exhale, come onto all fours. So just bring the hands underneath the shoulders. I'm just going to move my microphone for a moment. Hands underneath the shoulders, curl the toes under. Couple of cat and cows, drop the belly. Take an inhale, exhale, push the mat away. Draw the belly button in. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Fingers are spread on the mat. Exhale, push the mat away. One more, inhale. And exhale. Coming to neutral spine, curl the toes under, lift the hips high. Find your first downward facing dog. Press back through the hands, maybe paddle out the heels
as you just kind of feel those wonderful tight hamstrings. Come high on the toes and slowly tiptoe to the top of the mat. Bring your hands on your shins. Give me a halfway lift. Lengthen, straighten the back. Exhale, fold in and look at your knees. Just grab opposite elbows, dangle for a moment. Upper body super heavy, head maybe shake it side to side. And slowly make your way up to standing. Head and shoulders coming up last. Draw the shoulders down the back. And bring the hands into your heart. So bring the big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Chin comes into the chest, belly button draws in. Tailbone tilts. This is your reset point, samastiti. Drawing the belly button in, tilting, locking in all the energy, the bandhas, the maha bandhas, the great energy gates, seals in the body. I want you to simply, for the next 5 breaths, focus on breathing. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So you hear that ha sound. I want you to seal the lips, but create that ha sound in the back of the throat. And I want you to stay with that breath in this short form primary Ashtanga yoga session today. This breath builds energy. It's called Ujjayi. Pranayama is breath. Ujjayi, victorious breath. It builds energy and heat in the body. So just lock that in. Make sure you're feeling that. You're hearing yourself breathe. Good, and we'll begin with our sun salutation A, sun sal A. On your inhale, reach the hands up, palms touch, look up. Exhale, swan dive in, chest to thighs, look at your knees. Inhale, a halfway lift, look out, lengthen. Exhale, palms down, feet back, come into your plank, or you can come down to all fours for the first round and lower down. Hovering, elbows into the side. Inhale, sweep through. Gaze up, draw the shoulders back. Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. Yes, Sanskrit. Curl the toes, hips high. Down dog, Ardha Mukha Shavasana. You got 5 breaths. So press back through the upper body, relax the head, draw the heels down towards your mat. Sanskrit, the language of yoga, the language of Ashtanga. Breathing. Come high on the toes, bend the knees, walk, step, float the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, a halfway lift, fingers by toes or on the shins, you choose. Exhale, fold in, look at knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Draw the palms up. Exhale, hands down to heart, samastitihi. Second round, inhale, sweep hands up. Exhale, swan dive in, chest to thighs, look at your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, feet back, lower down to the bottom of a push-up. Drawing shoulders over wrists, elbows into the sides. Release the toes, press up, shoulders draw down. Exhale, hips high. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, down dog. 5 breaths. Lock in your breathing. Keeping that belly button drawn in. Those bandhas locked in. Come Come high on the toes. Walk, step, float feet, top of the mat. Inhale, a halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rising, pressing through the feet. Exhale, hands come to heart. End of the second round. We'll do one more. Sun Sal A. Inhale, sweep hands up, palms touch, look up. Exhale, forward fold, chest to thighs, look at knees. Inhale, a halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, draw the feet back, make your way through to your downward facing dog. Now in your Urdhva Mukha, you can float the knees off the mat, flip toes, hips high. If you're nursing any kind of injury, you take a gentle option, being gentle on the body, being observant of your vehicle, your body. Locking in that breath, creating that sound in the back of the throat, the sound like the ocean. High on the toes, bend the knees, walk, step, float, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise. Palms touch, look up. Exhale, hands come back down through heart. Chin comes into chest, belly in. Reset your bandhas. Sun salutation B. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Come up to Utkatasana chair. Pick up all 10 toes. Exhale, fold straight back in. Inhale, a halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, feet back and lower down. Into your Chaturanga, four-legged staff. Inhale, sweep through Urdhva Mukha. Curl toes, hips high. Ardha Mukha, zip the toes together. On your next inhale, right leg high to the sky. Draw the right foot in between the hands. Seal the back heel, and on an inhale, come on up. Virabhadrasana A, Warrior One. Exhale, hands straight back down to frame the foot, lower down. Now, inhale, sweep through Urdhva Mukha. Curl toes, hips high, Ardha Mukha. Press back. Inhale, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, bring it through in between the hands. Seal the heel. Come on up. Exhale, straight back down. Left foot goes back, lower down. Take your Vinyasa. Five breaths, downward facing dog. Come high on the toes, walk, step, float your feet, top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in Uttanasana. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, hips high. All the way, hands to heart. Reset point. Take a breath for me. Bend the knees, sink the hips, second round. Pick up all 10 toes. Soften the tailbone. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, feet back. Take your Chaturanga in Sanskrit, lower down. Hover, gaze through, release. Draw the shoulders back and down. Hips high. Ardha Mukha, Shavasana, downward facing dog. Right leg high to the sky. Bring it through in between the hands. Drop that back heel and rise, Warrior One. Virabhadrasana, letter A. Exhale, straight back down, foot back, lower down. So it becomes a moving meditation, linking breath to movement. Hips high, left leg straight to the sky. Exhale, bring it through. Seal the heel, come on up. Gaze up. Exhale, hands down. Foot back, lower down. Hips high, down dog. 5 deep, nourishing breaths. Gaze at your belly button. Spread your fingers and roll the weight onto the thumb and the first finger. So that's it. You're not hurting your wrists. Child's pose available at any time. You need to gather your breath. Come high on the toes, walk, step, float, top of the mat. Inhale, a halfway lift. Look out, lengthen the spine, shoulders draw back. Exhale, fold in, bend the knees, sink the hips. Utkatasana. Stand tall, Samastatihi, final round. Come up to Utkatasana, chair, pick up all 10 toes. Exhale, fold straight back in. Inhale, a halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, feet back and lower down. Into your chaturanga, four-legged staff. Inhale, sweep through, Urdhva Mukha. Curl toes, hips high. Ardha Mukha, zip the toes together. On your next inhale, right leg high to the sky. Draw the right foot in between the hands. Seal the back heel, and on an inhale, come on up. Virabhadrasana A, warrior one. Exhale, hands straight back down. Right foot goes back, lower down. Now, inhale, sweep through, Urdhva Mukha. Curl toes, hips high, Ardha Mukha. Press back. Inhale, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, bring it through in between the hands. Seal the heel. Come on up. Exhale, straight back down. Left foot goes back, lower down. Take your Vinyasa. 5 breaths. Downward facing dog. Come high on the toes, walk, step, float your feet, top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, sink the hips, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, hips high, all the way, hands to heart. Reset point, take a breath for me. Step the feet, hip width apart, not out here, about hip width. Bring your hands to your hips, take an inhale, a little back bend. Exhale, fold in, take the peace fingers and bind your big toes. Put your thumb on top of the big toe, take an inhale, try to lengthen. Look out, exhale, fold in, look at your knees. Lift up through the toes. And lift up through the tailbone. Draw the belly in. Keep that lock, that energy in where we need it. 3 more breaths. Padangusthasana, big toe hold. Head is heavy. Release the toes. Walk onto the palms of your hands. Toes come into the crease of the wrist. Padangusthasana. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw in and lift up through the tailbone, lift up through the core, the belly button. Head is heavy and draw the weight towards the toes. You'll feel a nice release down the front of the wrists. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips, and on an inhale, slowly rise. Good. Bring the hands to the heart and breathe. Let's just lock in that breath now. Now from the top of your mat, take a big inhale. Step out to the right for me. Take a wide step out. Toes pointing. Take a deep inhale. Release the hands long. Take a deep inhale again. Lift up. Exhale. Draw the hand all the way towards that back foot. Allow the hand to fall. Left hand high to the sky. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. So with the inhale, lengthen. With the exhale, try to revolve open. Externally rotate the front thigh. Now if you have a block can be useful here. Gaze down at the big toe. Use the inhale to bring you all the way up. Rotate the toes. Other side of your mat, back to the front. Extend the hands all the way long, same shape. Inhale. Exhale, draw the body all the way forward. Hand comes down. Right hand high to the sky. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate open. And breathe. Good. Gaze down at the big toe. Inhale brings you all the way up. Rotate back, all the way back to the back of the mat. Take your right hand on the hip. Take the left hand high. Reach up, lengthen. Exhale, draw the body forward while drawing that right hip back. Left hand comes down to the outside, to the ground or onto the shin. Take an inhale and open out the right hand to the sky. Rinsing and twisting at the thoracic spine. Level. Gaze goes up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate open a bit more. One more time. Good. Inhale, windmill the hands all the way round to the front. Toes come round. You've got a heel to arch alignment. Left hand onto the hip, right hand reaches high. Squaring off the hips. Exhale, draw the body forward. Forward. Bringing the hand to the outside of the shin or the foot. I'm going to stick with the shin because I'm super tight here. Inhale, hand comes up. This is my nemesis of a pose. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Open out, 5-star to the side. Feet together, hands together. I'm coming this side of the mat. And breathe. Top of your mat. Next inhale, a big wide step out to the right. Right toes point to the back of your mat. Left toes, bring them round 45 degrees. It draws the hip around. Dip into the front leg. Right elbow, right knee to set up. Draw left hand overhead like a swimmer's stroke. Extended side angle. Utthita Pasva Konasana. Full pose. Hand to the outside of the foot. But I want you to keep the open
extension, not kind of collapse in just to reach the ground. That's just our ego that wants to look like a shape as opposed to feel like a shape. Gaze to the fingers. Good. Inhale, come up, same shape, other side. So set up your feet first. Draw the toes round. Dip into the leg, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach overhead like a swimmer's stroke. Opening out, inhale, lengthen. Pressing down through the outside edge of that right foot. Full pose, hand down to the outside. One more breath. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Rotate to the back of your mat. Drop down to the left knee to set up. Back toe curled under, hands to heart. Left elbow, right knee. Gaze to the ceiling. Press down through the hands. So that's your entry level into revolved side angle. Pavrita, Konasana. You could float the knee. You got 3 breaths left. You could also go full pose, hand down, right hand overhead like a swimmer's stroke. Inhale, windmill the hands all the way around to the front of your mat. Drop down to the right knee to set up, hands to heart. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee, gaze up. Press down through the hands. Maybe floating the knee. It's a rotation and a balance. Maybe hand down to the outside. Left hand overhead like a swimmer's stroke. Gaze at those fingers. Good. Inhale all the way around. 5-star to the side of your mat. Feet together, hands together, top of your mat. Reset. Chin into chest, belly draws in, tailbone tucks. On an inhale, a wide step out to the side of the mat. Toes point out. Take the hands all the way back. Gaze up. Exhale, fold in, crown of head coming down. Fingers in line with the toes. Inhale, give me a halfway lift to get some length in the spine. Exhale, draw in. Prasarita Konasana, letter A. You got 3 breaths left. Bring the hands to the hips, and on your inhale, slowly rise. Exhale, just ground down. Inhale, open the hands. Back bend. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, draw the elbows, shoulders together. And exhale, slowly fold. Keeping the elbows squeezed in, draw the crown of the head down to the mat. 5 breaths, letter B. Inhale, grind the feet down and slowly rise. Exhale, ground down. Inhale, open out the hands, take a back bend. Exhale, clasp the hands behind you. Clasp the hands together, draw them down below the spine. Shoulders draw back, gaze up. Exhale, fold in. Letter C. Bring the hands off the back. Crown of head to the ground. 5 breaths. Good. Inhale, bring the hands into the spine, press down through the feet and slowly rise. Exhale, ground down. Inhale, open out, 5-star. Exhale, fold in, take peace fingers and bind your big toes. Take an inhale to lengthen, look out. Exhale, fold in, drawing up through the toes, drawing the crown of the head even deeper towards your mat. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips, and on an inhale, rise. Nice and slow as you rise. You've been upside down a long time. Exhale, ground down. Inhale, open out, back bend, feet together, hands together, top of your mat. Reset, Samastiti. Good, bring the hands together behind to grab opposite elbows, or you could do reverse prayer hands, option 2. Option 3, namaste hands, fingers pointing up, but if you can't get the heel of the hands together, take the previous option. Take an inhale, we'll take a short step out to the right. Both toes point to the same direction. The wider your stance, the more balance you'll have. Both toes pointing, good. Square off the hips, take a back bend. Exhale, fold in, drawing the chest towards your thigh. Drawing that right hip back, draw the belly button in, Konasana. Pyramid pose. Gaze at your nose. Soften your gaze, withdrawing your senses, Pratyahara. Last inhale, come all the way up. Keep the hands where they are, rotate the toes back to the front. Setting yourself up. Squaring off the shoulders and hips, take a back bend, and exhale, slowly fold. You can have a little soft micro bend in that front knee. Gaze at your nose. You've got 4 breaths left. Really just focusing on your breath for me. Conscious breath work. Inhale, come all the way up. Open out to the side, release. Feet together, hands together, top of your mat. Draw the chin in, belly button in, and reset. So we'll begin by taking the right knee in towards the chest. You can always take hold of a wall, something to help you balance. So clasping the hands, option 1 is to draw the knee in towards the chest. We're going to take 20 breaths. Otherwise, left hand to hip, binding the big toe with the peace fingers, extend the leg long, draw the shoulder back, lift up. Drishti, your gaze, about your height in front of you. Got 3 left. Uttita hasta padangustasana, letter A. It's a mouthful. Next exhale, open out the knee or the leg out to the side. Now you can challenge yourself by taking your gaze over your shoulder, Pasva Drishti. Five breaths, draw the leg or the knee back in, hugging the knee in. If you took the bind, crisscross the hands either side of the foot. Maybe draw head down to the knee. Releasing the bind, hands to the hips. Everybody extend your foot long in front. Lift up.
Gazing at your big toe. And replace the toe. You can shake it out. Finding stillness. Other side. Drawing the knee up, clasping in front of the kneecap. Now, steadier the gaze, the steadier the body. Maybe hand to the hip. Left fingers, peace fingers, bind the left toe, extend. And you might find on one side your balance is completely different. So it's just your body reminding you and showing you what's out of whack. Left side of your body, feminine side. Right side of your body, masculine energy. Open out to the side, knee or leg. An imbalance on the left, that's your receiving side, your gentle side. Issues on the right side of the body, maybe you're overgiving, overdoing, very yang energy. Draw the foot back or the knee back through center. If you have the bind, crisscross. Draw head to knee. Releasing hand to hips, point that toe out. Lift the toe up and release. I had performance anxiety. Ground down, chin into chest, belly drawn in. Next option, right foot. We'll take tree pose, Vrikshasana. So you can keep your foot in towards the ankle if you're working on your balance, right? Less space to wobble. Or draw the heel up into tree. You take your 5 breaths. You've also got the option of taking a bound angle, Ardha Baddha Padmatanasana. So draw the heel into the hip, take the right hand behind and take the bind. Maybe you can reach your foot. I just reach my forearm. We take our 5 breaths. If you're in tree, you get a few more breaths. You could also take a forward fold in your bind if that's in your practice. Good. Slowly release. Reset. Same shape, other side. So either tree down here, hands to heart, tree with the heel up, or you can take the half bound angle, half lotus, drawing the knee down. If you notice, I don't move my gaze, so the body needs 3 things to balance: the sight, the inner ear equilibrium, and then the somatic aspect where the body will compensate. If you lock all 3 in, you got some balance. Good, and release, hands to heart. Reset. Good, take an inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Look at your knees. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, feet back, lower down. Back to that Vinyasa. Inhale, sweep through. Exhale, hips high, down dog. High on the toes, walk, step, float, top of the mat. Bend the knees, sink the hips, Utkatasana, your chair pose. And we'll stay here for 5 breaths. Breathe. Draw the belly in, lift the toes. Relax your shoulders, spread your fingers, and gaze up to those fingertips. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, feet back, lower down. Take your vinyasa. Hips high, downward facing dog. Left leg high to the sky. Draw it through in between the hands. Seal the back heel and come on up. Virabhadrasana, letter A, your warrior one. 5 breaths. So dip into that front leg. Draw the belly in and relax the shoulders, gazing up at the fingers. Good, keeping the hands where they are. Slowly rotate the toes to the back of the mat. Dip down. Good, open out warrior two. Opening out the shoulders. Opening out the arms, dipping into that front leg. Gaze over your front middle finger. Straighten the front leg, rotate the toes around, keeping the arms where they are. Virabhadrasana, letter B. Back to the front of the room. Connecting with your breath. Windmill the hands down. Take your vinyasa. Coming high on the toes and slowly floating through to seated position. So if you're floating, lift the hips high, bend the knees, draw the feet crisscross. That was a bad attempt with a bad wrist, but it's all good. Extend the legs long. Maybe grab your seat and remove it from underneath the sit bones. Bring the hands down beside the hips. Fingers point forward. Press the hands into your mat. Belly button draws in, chin into chest. Flex those feet towards your nose. Dandasana, staff pose. 5 breaths. Good. Inhale, reach the hands high above the head. Lift up through the spine and exhale. Draw the body forward. Peace fingers binding your big toes. Take an inhale. Now, if you can't reach your toes, just take hold of your ankles. Take an inhale. Lift up through the chest. Exhale, draw the body forward. Paschimottanasana. 5 breaths. Exhale, release. Inhale, take a deep inhale up, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Maybe thumb in between big toe and second toe, wrapping the hands around the outside edge of the feet for letter B. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Drawing the chest down to the thighs, chin into chest. Gaze at your knees. Inhale, slowly rise. Bring the hands behind you. Draw the heels in towards the bum. Fingers point to the toes. And on your next inhale, lift on up into reverse tabletop. Chadas Padas Pidam. Take the gaze behind if that's okay for your neck. Lift up through the hips. Maybe wiggle the jaw. Release the throat. Exhale, lower down. We'll take one more round of tabletop, or alternatively extend the legs, point the toes, Purvo Konasana. You press down through the toes and lift the hips, gaze back. So reverse tabletop or Purvo Konasana. Good, lower down. Optional to take a Vinyasa. If you take the Vinyasa, raise the toes, cross the ankles. Slowly take the feet back into your Chaturanga. It's an option. Stay seated if you're a little tired. High on the toes, float the feet through in between the hands. Extending the legs long. On your next inhale, draw that right heel in towards the body. Right knee out to the side. Maybe grab your flesh from your sit bones, pull it out. Left leg is extended straight in front. Take an inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold with a little twist out to the side of the foot. Take an inhale, lengthen, draw through the chest. Exhale, fold in, look at your knees. Janu, Sukhasana, head to knee pose. Five breaths, you've got 3 left. Good, inhale, release. Switch feet, so extend your right leg long. Left foot into the side of the thigh. Take an inhale, reach high, gaze up, flexing that straight leg. Exhale, fold in, twisting slightly out to the right. Once you find your shape, inhale, lengthen, lift up through the chest. Exhale, draw forward. 5 breaths. Good, inhale, draw yourself up, extend both legs long. On your next inhale, take that right heel in towards the body, bringing it to the outside of your hip. Take 2 fists, measure in between the foot and the thigh. Good, take that right hand behind, plug it into the spine, kind of like a tripod to support your spine. That long left leg, walk it forward 1 inch or 2 and flex. Take an inhale, reach up with the left hand. You're lifting up the spine, lengthening, gaze up. Exhale, rotate round. See if you can draw the knee in towards the middle or get that, hook your elbow. Take an inhale, lengthen up and gaze over your shoulder. Marichasana, let us see. So with your inhale, you're lifting. Exhale, you're twisting, flexing that straight leg so it's active, protecting the joints, the SI joint, everything that's running through the hip. Slowly release, same shape, other side. So take your time setting up. Draw your heel in. Take your 2 fists, measure. Take your left hand behind, prop up your spine, fingers point to the back, and I walk my straight leg forward, lifting up, lengthening the spine before I ask it to twist and rotate. If you can hook your elbow, otherwise just draw the knee in to the midline of the body. You can bring your thumb and forefinger together in a little energetic gesture and flex out that foot. And half an hour later, let's take 5 breaths. Slowly release. Optional vinyasa or stay here. If you take your vinyasa, raise the legs, cross the ankles, float the feet back down into your chaturanga. So you can make this Ashtanga practice as athletic as you are able, or you be gentle, skip the vinyasas, and it's all good. Bring the toes in front, knees bent. First option, hands down by the sides. Floating the toes off the mat, maybe palms facing up, lifting up, Navasana, boat pose. Maybe extending the legs, lifting up. Gaze at your big toes. Crossing the ankles, drawing the heels as close to the body as you can. Hands down by the hips. Float the feet and maybe float the bum off. Second round. So because I have a bad wrist, I just lift my bum off. But you can float the bum and the feet off the mat. Lolasana. So take the boat option, good for you. Maybe you're here. Cross the ankles, draw the feet in, Lolasana. Straight back, Navasana, third round. So lift up, draw the body up. So creating tapas, fire in the quads, in the body, in the mind, burning. Good. Cross the ankles, lift up, and draw the soles of the feet together for me. Baddha Konasana. So draw the heels right in to the body. Open the feet like a book. Take an inhale. Lengthen the spine. Exhale. Bring the elbows into the knees and draw the body forward. Chin to chest. 5 breaths. Good. Inhale, slowly rise. Extend the legs out wide. Vista, Konasana, wide angled butterfly. Take an inhale, reach the hands up. Lift up. So you always want to lengthen. Exhale, draw the body forward. Fingers down to the floor. Take an inhale to lengthen. Drawing up through the chest. Exhale, fold in. Draw the crown of the head down towards the mat. Flex out the feet. Slowly rise. Draw the feet in together. You can take a vinyasa if you like. I'm going to skip it this round and just lower down
onto my back, drawing the heels in, bringing the hands down by the sides, and slowly lifting the tailbone high into bridge pose. I'm going to shimmy the shoulders in, clasp the hands underneath my tailbone, and press up. Setu Bandhasana bridge. Now think about chin. Don't move your head at all. That bandha is locked in. Pushing forward with the knees and drawing the heels towards the glutes will engage a little bit more muscle activity in the body. Great back bend. Good, slowly release down. We'll do one more round of bridge. If wheel is in your practice, Urdhva Dhanurasana, I can't with my wrist, but you will lift on up to the crown of the head. So if that's in your practice, please take wheel. Otherwise, draw the hips up, shimmy the shoulders, clasp the hands, press the hips high. 4 left. Slowly lower down. If you're in wheel, come down to the crown. Come out very slowly, hugging the knees into the chest, rocking front to back until you rock all the way back up to seated position. Lengthen out the legs in front, remove the junk. Take an inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, draw the body forward. Just resting the hands outside of the ankles, the shins. Take a halfway lift. And exhale, draw forward. Turn the palms over. We take 10 breaths in this yin-like Paschimottanasana. Relax the chin, look at your knees. Slowly rise, lowering back all the way back down onto the floor, lifting the legs above to the sky. So option 1, stay here. Setu Dandasana, reclined staff. Stay here, otherwise pressing up into shoulder stand. So for shoulder stand, lifting toes up towards the sky, bringing the hands behind the hips. Point the toes. Ankles in line with knees, knees in line with hips. And keep the neck exactly where it is to prevent any kind of cervical issues. Shoulder stand, Salamba Shavangasana. Maybe lowering the toes back behind you into Halasana, Plow Pose. It's been a long time since we've done a plow. Separating the knees to the outside of the ears, Kanapidasana, ear pressure pose. Maybe hands coming to cup the ears or extending behind you, clasped hands. Good, slowly making your way out
Lowering the legs down to the mat. And as soon as the heels touch, bring the palms down, lifting onto the elbows, drawing the elbows underneath the body. Draw the crown of the head behind to touch the mat. Puffing out the chest, lifting up through the chest. Point the toes, it's called Matsyasana. Fish pose. Open the jaw. Heart opener, throat opener. Staying here for another 5 rounds or taking Superfish, Uttanapidasana. Palms come together over the belly and lift the feet 45 degrees off. Slowly lower, release the neck very carefully, hugging the knees in towards the chest, slowly rocking all the way up. Take child's pose. Knees to the outside edge of the mat, big toes to touch, crown of head to floor. Now, if headstand, an inversion, is in your practice, this is where you will take your bound angle. Headstand. So to take bound angle and only attempt your headstand if it's in your practice, you can come to a wall or you can play with the prep work. You bind the fingers together. First of all, just take your elbows underneath your shoulders. Spread the hands shoulder width apart. So that's your forearm, nice and balanced. Clasp the hands together. You bring the crown of your head down into the mat, pressing the clasped hands into the back of the head. You can prep by curling the toes under. Again, come to a wall if this is not in your practice, or just stay with me as you do the prep and strengthening. Lift the hips high. Come onto the toes. Now you've got to practice with pressing down through the forearms and slowly tiptoeing toes in towards the body. You can play with bringing one heel in, maybe the other heel in, so you're not dumping onto your head. You're pressing. It's been a long time. Woo. You can draw the feet down to 90 degrees and come back up. I don't think I can do it. It's been over 6 months since I've played with inversions, with shoulder injuries. Yeah. Slowly lowering down. Child's pose. Slowly rising. Coming into Sukhasana, comfortable cross-legged position, or lotus, Padmatanasana, half lotus, whatever works for you. Taking the palms down onto the knees, turn them up, and maybe thumb and forefinger come together. Draw the chin into the chest, close the eyes, and take 10 breaths.
Slowly opening the eyes, bringing the hands down by the hips. We'll finish off with a little bit of pranayama breath work. So Kapalabhati breath work is a short, sharp exhale through the nose. So you puff all the air out. The belly button comes right into the chest. And it sounds a little like this. We'll do a rounds of 10. So you go, it's almost like saying hum, hum, hum. Okay? So take a deep inhale. 10 breaths, go. Inhale, hold your breath. Exhale it out. And again, inhale. 10 sharp breaths, go. Inhale. Exhale. Coming forward onto all fours, finishing off with lion's breath. You're going to love this one. You can keep your legs bound or just come onto all fours. Take a deep inhale, lift the head up. On the exhale, you stick your tongue out and say ha, get it out. So you're getting rid of all the crap. Inhale. Exhale, stick your tongue out. Good, one more time. Inhale. Blue's like, what's going on? He's like, good. Slowly lie down onto your back. Knees are bent into the chest. Winding down. Take an inhale. And draw the knees over to the right for a spinal twist. Take the gaze over the opposite shoulder. Slowly drawing the knees through center, other side. Gaze over the other shoulder. Hugging the knees back through center. Give yourself a squeeze and then extend the legs long into final resting shape, Shavasana. Take a soft inhale, a soft exhale. Slowly bringing life into the fingertips, into the toes, and maybe just bringing your left hand onto your heart, right hand onto your belly, just checking in. Remembering what brings you to your practice, to your mat every day. What brought you there today? Thank you, Blue. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And slowly find your way onto your side. Take a moment. Pressing yourself up to a cross-legged seated position to seal in your practice. Bringing the hands in towards the heart. And just repeating this sacred Sanskrit blessing to seal in our Ashtanga practice today. So you can repeat it in your head or speak it out loud. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. It means may all beings be happy, may all beings be safe, may all beings be free from suffering. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Okay, I hope you feel good after your Ashtanga practice. I love Ashtanga because it moves through the body so systematically. It just loosens everything up. It gets the energy flowing and brings your attention inwards so well. So that was a short form, condensed version. There are 3 series of Ashtanga. You can really expand your yoga practice with Ashtanga. I love it. So thanks for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel so you'll get notices of all the classes that I post. And I will see you next time. Namaste.